I figured the world could use another fat guy making videos on YouTube talking about movies. I can be that fucking guy. Hey, what's up? It's Who the F is JC, and I just got out of an advanced screening of the sequel to Pacific Rim Uprising, and this is going to be a red light review. Now, for anybody watching this, this is your spoiler alert. I might talk about some stuff in the movie that could spoil some moments for you. I might talk about some stuff in the movie that's going to spoil stuff from the first one. So no bitch-ass nerd babies crying that I spoiled stuff for them. If you haven't seen the first Pacific Rim, shame on you. That came out in 2013. You clearly don't have that much of a drive to see the fucking movie anyway. You plan on seeing Pacific Rim Uprising, you might want to wait to watch this video until after you see the movie for yourself. So, there's your spoiler alert. Now, if you're not familiar with the Pacific Rim franchise, it's essentially, and it's a tale as old as time, giant alien monsters coming through an interdimensional rift inside the bottom of the Pacific Ocean, which they call Kaiju. Kaiju, just so you know, when I say Kaiju, I'm talking about a giant alien. They're trying to destroy our world, so what do? We build giant robots to defend ourselves. Jaegers. The Jaegers are the giant robots. Giant alien monsters, and they fight. It's essentially, that's how the movie goes. The first movie ended with the world being saved. Idris Elba, whatever that guy's name is, he sacrifices himself, I believe, to close up the rift in the Pacific Ocean to stop these aliens from coming and attacking the world. So now the second movie takes place with a storyline involving his son, believe it or not, who's played by John Boyega, who you might also know as Finn from Star Wars. FN2187. That dude. He plays Idris Elba's character's son, and he gets a chance to play the bad boy party man. He's not like his dad. He's not a pilot. He doesn't want to captain any of those giant robots. He wants to do his own thing, drink party. So anyways, he gets wrapped up in some bad business, some shady deals or whatever. He's like a thief, and he steals parts from scrap yards and then sells those parts. I gotta back up here. Somebody's broke down in front of me. No clue what the hell's going on. Let's see. Back to the movie plot. So John Boyega's character, he's wrapped up in some shady business. Some of the shady business goes sour. He's trying to escape from these gangsters who he's probably ripping off in some way, shape, or form. They don't actually tell you if he is ripping these guys off or not, but you can assume that he is. While he's escaping, he actually meets up with this young girl who's actually built her own little mini version of a Jaeger. So they end up escaping together in the Jaeger. They get chased down by a giant police Jaeger. So they get thrown in jail. John Boyega's character is given the choice of either going back to the academy and finishing his courses, become a captain of one of these giant Jaegers, or go to jail. So obviously, he doesn't want to go to jail. He goes back to the academy, which he doesn't want to do. He's not interested in being in the academy. He doesn't want to be a hero. He's not his father. So they also enlist the girl who built the Jaeger to be in the academy, believe it or not. I guess the giant Jaeger Academy of the future does all their recruiting from jail holding cells. So these two go into the academy, and lo and behold, there becomes a reason for them to have to get in these giant Jaegers and fight the giant aliens. Another like little subplot that's weaved into the story. There's a company who's trying to eliminate the Jaeger robots and replace them with drones. So instead of having pilots that are actually in these giant Jaeger robots fighting, putting their lives on the line, possibly getting killed and dying, people can operate similar Jaeger robots, but I guess a drone. So they're pushing for these drones. There's protests against the drones. They don't want these drones. There's people building these renegade Jaegers, as they call them. So what ends up happening, this renegade Jaeger ends up crashing a party. They're throwing a big party for these drones to be voted in by the United Nations of the future. Well, guess what? There's a renegade Jaeger that shows up at the party for this, and he's not too happy about it. So believe it or not, John Boyega's character has got into a fight inside the giant Jaeger. He doesn't really want to be the captain of or pilot. And him along with, I believe he's Clint Eastwood's kid. I don't know if he's got more than one or if there's a certain one. But him and Clint Eastwood's kid are the captains of this giant Jaeger. It's like the Gemini Avenger or something like that. Some name similar to that. I think they get beat up. Reinforcements come, and then the Renegade Jaeger like runs away and it's gonna come back and we'll get you next time. In the process of fighting the Renegade Jaeger, John Boyega's character's sister gets killed in a helicopter crash, and it was a heartbreaking moment where he tried to reach out in his giant robot to save her and missed, and you know, you get sad, you feel bad. Now, while her helicopter was crashing, she's trying to send a message, and the Renegade Jaeger was like scrambling the signal, so only part of the message got through. And they figure out they're pointing to a place in Siberia. So what do? They take the Gemini Avenger and they go check out the place in Siberia, and guess who they find? Motherfucking Renegade Jaeger. So they fight the Renegade Jaeger. They actually beat him. They defeat the Renegade Jaeger, and John Boyega's character's pissed, man. He wants to know who the fuck is, you know, the pilot of this thing, who's responsible for the death of my sister. So he goes and rips off the face to reveal who's piloting it, and guess what? It's not a person or any people. It's a fucking brain from one of those interdimensional aliens. Somebody is building these Jaegers and they're being piloted by the alien robot brain. I'll leave it at that. Obviously, it ends in a happy ending. I won't tell you who dies. So that's pretty much a good chunk of the story. My feelings for the movie overall, okay? I feel like Pacific Rim Uprising is an awesome-ass movie, very entertaining. If you're a 13-year-old boy into anime, robots, and stuff like that. Not really what I was expecting. I don't know, maybe I thought the first one was more of like a darker sci-fi movie. This one felt more to me like a family sci-fi adventure. Some of the jokes that they had, little kids bonding with little kids at the academy, and it just kind of was like, oh, this is... I feel like I'm at a family movie. So if you have I guess like a young kid or who's into like science and robots and alien stuff, hey, take him to see this movie. If you're an adult, you might be a little bored with it, but I would say if you want to see the movie, it's probably not something you're gonna rush straight out to the movie theater to go see. This is maybe a red box. This one, it's worth checking out. Maybe wait for the dollar show. Go see it at the dollar show, or go if you're bored on a Sunday, go to Sunday matinee. It's like $5 to go see it. But this isn't your Saturday night. I'm going to the movies to see a sweet ass flick movie to go see. Let's just say this, I believe Black Panther probably still going to be in the lead after this movie comes out. I find it hard to believe that Pacific Rim Uprising would be able to dethrone that movie. It's definitely worth seeing if you're into giant fight, like robots fighting monsters and stuff, like I am. Things I liked about the movie: the fights between the Jaegers, and the fights with some of the alien monsters. Yes, you actually do get to see some alien monsters. They roll up in there. Those scenes were awesome. Tons of fun to watch. I mean, obviously, they're all special effects, so you're watching computer animation fight other computer animation. I think this is one of the first movies that I've seen an interdimensional alien telepathic sex scene. Yes, that happened in the movie. So they didn't actually really like bump and grind, but they mind melted or something. They did something. There's some weird stuff. I feel like the costumes the pilots wear are strange. It looks kind of like a combination. Like, let's say you're Halo Master Chief, but also you're really into extreme motocross. Like, those are the outfits they wear. It's kind of weird. Some of the other stuff that I really didn't care for in the movie, there's like a scientist. I think he's in the first one, but he's a real creepy dude. I think he plays the part way too serious for the type of cheese and humor that they have in there. I feel like he's playing this part way too serious. Like, this guy is like the scientist guy on NCIS, if you're familiar with that. I know mostly like senior women are, and me, but I watch me an NCIS marathon on USA when I can. If you took that guy, that character, and you merged him with a pedophile, that's the character that this guy plays. And it's I think he plays it a little too serious and too creepy. Charlie Day in this one, I think he overplays it. Like, he's too cartoony. Eventually you'll find out he's not a very nice guy, and I think he overdoes he's almost like Dr. Evil-esque in his mannerisms and the way he does some of the evil things that he does in the movie. Well, I think that's going to about do it for my review of Pacific Rim Uprising. I hope you enjoyed the review. If you go see the movie, let me know what you think. Also, feel free to share, like, and comment on the video. Hey, feel free to subscribe to the channel if you like what you see. We got more RedLight reviews coming on the way. Thanks for watching.